Maybe. What's up, everybody? The Snake episode 7 on Reality Aftershow. It is your hosts, Foate the Goat, Lindsey, and Kristin. Woo! We have 7 episodes finally. We are getting there. Kristin, what's up? What's up with the fashion?
Well, I mean, I was feeling a little left out because you both had your glasses on, so I had to go get mine, but I can't see anything out of them, so these won't last very long, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, blind Kristin's not always a fun Kristin, right?
And I'm like, what's this say?
Hello. So, Lindsey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I'm doing good. Opposite of Kristin here. I need these so I am not blind. So, doing good here in Texas. What about you, Austin?
I'm okay. Thanks for finally someone asks me how I'm doing. I mean, I'm doing all right.
Okay, pity party.
I've been meaning to ask you, Lindsey, is Mena still like keeping up on everything she's been watching?
I don't know if she watched the current episode we're about to discuss, but besides that, she is.
Okay, that's good. I figured she had a good connection with everyone, and I didn't know if she was keeping up to date on everything or not. Wanted to know.
Yeah, she has a good connection with most of the cast. There's one person that maybe she doesn't like very much, but besides that, she really likes the cast, is a fan of them all, and supporting them in general.
Oh my god, I'm going to so make guesses at this after we're off the air.
Yeah. So I want to start it off a little different. I feel like we're kind of getting to the halfway point, I'm thinking. So I kind of want to talk about certain players. So if you haven't watched yet, you might want to wait a bit because we're going to spoil a little bit of the ending of this episode. But I want to hear everyone's thoughts on what the hell John did in the Snake, because I personally think this was like a shit show Snake.
You know, Lindsey, you start.
Yeah, let's hear what Lindsey has.
You start.
Oh, you start. I will sit here and sip my beer, and you tell everybody your thoughts on John right now.
What in the shit show are we watching? Are we watching like MTV back in like 2005, learning how to do reality TV? That's what it felt like to me. Like old Big Brother, before anyone understood the game. Like, what are you watching? What is the power trip? What are you doing? I will tell you though, John, your bow tie did get better by the end of the episode than last week.
That's about all we can offer you for this, because this was an absolute joke. An absolute joke. The power trip I'm not here for. I don't like the cockiness. Like, again, you have to remember, John, you came in late to this. You came very late into this game. Nobody wants you here. They don't want you here, including us. Well, maybe me. I won't speak.
Whoa, don't be speaking for me now.
No, John, you are great. It's the hand you were dealt. You came in late. That's not your fault. But I just think that this was a moment where John should have maybe not been so much of a tyrant here, and kind of maybe sat back to make kind of connections with this Snake instead of creating more rifts. But I mean, that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, I think I agree with most of the thoughts. I definitely think I understood the direction of the strategy. He wanted all the info, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, at the end of the day, he just pretty much scared probably the entire cast shitless. And, you know, I get it. Let's all be on the same page. Let's, do it. But you're going to end up pissing off somebody very, very much by, telling them, which is going to lead into the character I also want to talk about here, Jordan. What's up, Jordan? Get with that. You running out there.
Dude, we love it.
She's causing some chaos. She was not holding back. Okay, Jordan. I think this was a step up in the direction. I kind of liked how confront you were with everybody. What do you think, Kristin, on Jordan's gameplay lately?
We got a little teaser from last week leading into this, that Jordan was going to come out and let everybody know how she thought about this. Jordan has been kind of, remember, she was like a couple episodes ago, I didn't even realize she was sitting on the couch, let alone her name. And she is making a name for herself. She is hilarious. She's got some banter. She's got the jokes. She's got the wit. She's hilarious. But now she's found out, like, these people she just made a pact with that she thought she was with. Now, obviously, we know that she's getting a little bit closer to Catherine and things like that. So Frank and Alyssa are starting to be like, yes, we want to keep her close, but we need to keep our eye on that situation. But she's not here for any of the bullshit. She like put it out in the open, like quit lying. Let's just go. Like, yeah, it's the snake, but like, dumb.
Lindsay, what do you think?
I'm gonna agree with Kristin here on this one. Like, Jordan is the HR director. That is her job, her role. So she knows all the info about everybody, and she acts and says things when she needs to, and she be everybody's best friend when needed. But she can do what needs to be done to get control of her job, and she did that tonight. And hell yeah, Jordan, I was cheering for you. They're lying to you. Act on it, girl.
Yeah. So our dynamic duo, Frankie and Alyssa. I'm interested in seeing or hearing what you two think, because I'm starting to see this power duo kind of. They're looking pretty good. I mean, nobody's like dissing them. Nobody's tossing their names out. I barely ever hear Frankie's, let alone Alyssa's. Like, I probably have never heard Alyssa's name still. So, like, are they the typical floaters, or are they actually like running the ship? Like, what are your guys' thoughts?
Lindsay, you kick it off.
Okay. At the end, I think we're gonna talk about who we think is gonna win the game. So I'm just gonna put one of these contestants aside. I don't think you're gonna win, but I think you're probably my top bet. Alyssa, you're running this show. Like, girl, you are friends with everybody. They love you. I love you. Last week you were doing eye patches. I remember doing my own eye patches. This week you were curling your hair. I was like, oh, wait, the same curling iron. You relate to everybody. You're using that social strategy in such a best way. And I'm excited for you. And I hope you just ride that to the end.
Yeah. Austin, you always are asking. I'm going to come to you next. What do you think?
I really like both of these guys as players. Frankie is probably one of my highest anticipation games right now. He's just sitting in a really good spot. He's getting a lot of screen time, I guess, if we're looking at it from an edit perspective. He really, like, they let him make decisions. Like, John was pretty much listening to, everyone, but it ended up being like what Frank wanted also. So I don't know. I'm really liking his game. I think nobody's like, he's not anyone's like number one to be next or number two to be next. Probably not even number 3 or 4 to be next. And Alyssa's pretty much in the same boat. So I mean, if you have this duo on your freaking side right now, you're probably looking really good.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think both of them are in a whole nother league outside of these people, and they're not realizing it. They kind of almost put them on the back burner, right? They're like, oh, it's Frank and Alyssa. It's fine. It's totally fine. But Frank, I mean, we've seen it just in this episode alone too. Like, he is thinking, he's not in the moment thinking, he's thinking like 20 steps ahead. Mm-hmm. And I think that him and Alyssa keep each other very well grounded, and like they have their eye on the prize, right? They know what they're fighting for versus like in the moment, like we saw what happened in the challenge and things, which we're going to get to, but Frank is just, I've not hit it. I love Frank. I love Queen Alyssa. This dynamic duo I need on my screen all the time. And I just think Frank is not only, again, like the witty, the friend, like even when we saw that we're going to get to, like when Jordan was going off, he still doesn't deny it, but says it in a way of like, no, that's not what was said. And it's like so calm that you're like, oh, maybe he did lie on me, but maybe he didn't. I don't know. Like, and he's able to like, he didn't even lie there, right? Like, he's like, I didn't say that, or I did say that. You know what I mean? And everybody's like, okay, we'll forget about Frank right now. Let's go back into Catherine, and let's go back into this person. Like, again, they're the back burner duo that are going to, I think, be very close to the end, if not win it. So
I totally hear that. One more player I do want to talk about, and then I'll open it to if anyone else wants to bring up any other certain names. But I want to talk about Amanda, because she's like such a wild card player for me. Just, I guess if we're going to use the floater term a little more loosely, Amanda's kind of just, being used by pretty much any side. And I mean, in a game like the Snake, you almost want that spot for a while. So, I mean, I think Amanda's doing a pretty good job. If not, I could see her making like final 5 at the minimum right now. I don't know about you guys, but Lindsay, what's like your thoughts on Amanda's game?
So I think she's playing a really good game. I wish we saw a little bit more of it. And I'm going to save my thoughts on everyone you just said, Amanda, Frank, and Derek, until the end. It's all written down. We can talk about it. But I want to go through the challenges stuff first. I don't want to spoil anything.
That's fair. Kristin, do you have any thoughts?
The thing with Amanda is I do think, again, like, she is one of those people that, like, they're using her for their gain, right? Every single person. So that is the perfect spot to be in the snake, because nobody wants to get rid of you yet because you're their number. But you can't honestly be everyone's number. And the thing that I worry for Amanda is that I think when it comes down to it, they would be okay with letting Amanda go versus other people that they've built stronger connections with. And so that makes me fearful that if she, like, does get into that situation where we have another stupid twist like we have tonight, that she ends up, like, in the situation that another player got into. I don't know if anybody's going to, like, save her over somebody else. So I think that she needs to start building bigger connections. And maybe she is, and we're just not seeing it yet.
Right. Yeah, and it's possible because we've seen her and Derek's relationship be up and down, but she just saved Derek, for example, on this episode. So I guess we don't know.
Like, that seems to be the only connection, and even Derek and Brett are bonding and seemingly making more of a connection than her and Derek. So that's my fear for Amanda. But she's right in the spot where she needs to be.
Does anyone want to bring any other players up before we get going here? I think everyone else is pretty self-explanatory at the moment.
Yeah, go for it.
So we pretty much start this episode with the advantage-disadvantage twist immediately. And John gets an advantage from Christine, who I think we've only heard her name like 4 times this entire series. So I'm glad she made her last appearance. But he gets an advantage in the challenge that I personally really liked this challenge. I don't know about you guys. It's probably one of my favorites. But right before that, we basically hear Jack and McLean kind of, dissing on Catherine, like she needs to go. She's a big old snake lying to everyone. And then Brett pretty much is like, listen, I'd work with you, Derek. Like, we haven't been so eye to eye, but I would stick my neck out for you. So we kind of get, a little bit of foreshadowing on certain players, I guess where they're headed.
I think with the Brett and Derek situation is, I think that this is like the setup. They're both setting themselves up for being another power duo, but they're connected elsewhere, right? So yeah. It's not a secret alliance or anything, but they're like, we've got each other. Like, I really like this working relationship that these two have going on, and I think that this could cause a lot of people trouble later on down the road.
Any thoughts on any of that, Lindsay?
Yeah, I agree. I've been a fan of Derek and Brett being a power duo from the beginning. Like, it made sense to me why that Derek and Brett needed that, because, Jack has McLean, and we saw Devontae and Amanda beforehand, so him needing someone else and doing that, I'm glad to see it develop throughout the show.
Yeah. Only other thing I have to say in this moment is they walk out to this crate going into this challenge, which I know we're about to get to, but Frank had quoted my sentiments on this entire thing. He's like, keep everyone else home. If another person popped out of that crate, I was about to lose my damn mind. I was about to be like, absolutely not. So thank you, Frank, for like speaking everyone's feelings on a crate appearing in the yard.
I thought when we seen Jim in there, I thought he was entering the game.
We've seen stuff on this show. I would put past him.
Jim is now a player. Kristin is now the host. New game.
Perfect.
They fly someone in the host.
Or there's just no host. They're like, free for all.
Oh, we'll just have to read off cue cards the entire season.
I mean, cue cards and ring camera, so they can figure it out.
Okay, they'll figure it out. It's fine.
So
yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Austin. I like this challenge better than a lot of their other challenges.
Yeah, because there was some challenges where you're not even considering them challenges, and I agree with one of them not being like it's just a bullshit, but it happens, I guess. But anyway, the challenge is basically hide and seek. You have to find the hidden mongoose, and if you find it, you get to pick someone to be out, and it's basically in all waves. So one you're out, you're done. The next, one less person, that wave goes and they continue. For for lack of my tongue getting messed up with how many names I would be listing off by wave, I'm only gonna say this, key points of who goes home here. So, or not home, but out. Brett is the first one to find it, and he actually picks John. But because John has an advantage, he gets to block that. So now Brett has to pick a second person.
I wondered what Brett was thinking in this moment, though. Be like, you just found out he had an advantage. Like, did you forget that in this moment? I need to know what Brett was thinking, because I just am like, that'd be the last person I'd pick. But maybe it was smart because now it's gone and then you can get him later. I don't know. But I need to know.
That's kind of what I was thinking, though, because if you get it now, then now he's fair game again. Like, everyone's on the same level playing field. So I don't know.
I need to know if that was like the thoughts, because then I'm down with it, or if he just completely forgot that there was an advantage. I need to know.
I'm going to echo Kristin there. I need to know if he did it purposely, like, excellent move. If you just forgot, oh, yikes.
But see, if I was Brett, I'd be like, I planned that entire thing.
I meant the whole thing. I promise.
All right. Sorry. I had to throw that in there. Go through the rest of them. I'm sorry.
So we get, Alyssa wins a few of them. And then she automatically sends Brett home, which is hilarious. We get Catherine goes home, and McLean is the one who sends her to the waiting room, and she's all pissed off, not understanding what's going on. And then, more people go home or get sent out. And we get a final 3 of John, Alyssa, and Frankie. And it ends up being John gets the mongoose and Alyssa's picked, which I liked that because Alyssa's been the one kind of finding everything. Finally, it's up to Frankie and John, and this mongoose is chilling in a pool. And I know production's like, they're going to be jumping in this and fighting over this underwater. Well, our boy Frank's like, A, I don't want to get wet, and B, I'll just let him run his ego and do everything. So John runs in there, and he's the snake. I mean, did we like Frank's strategy, like, up to this point? Just let him have it? Or did you think maybe he should have had it?
100%. This was what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Frank thinking not in the moment. He's thinking steps ahead. He does not want to show his cards yet. His or Alyssa's, right? They're happy-go-lucky. They're getting picked by everybody left and right. Jack and them are picking them. Catherine's picking them. Like, everybody's picking them. So they just made this, like, nicey nice with John. So why wouldn't he pick them to go, like, first and second in the snake train here? So I think it was very smart, and I love that we see him just, like, carefully walking, like, oh darn, I'm rushing for this, and then, like, John, like, bat out of hell, like, lunges into the pool. It's like, did you not see him just, like, strolling? But I also want to point out too that with you brought about Catherine being pissed. She's not only pissed, she's shocked, and I'm shocked that she's shocked when you've spent the last 3 weeks lying to these people. Yes, part of the game, but, like, they're gonna catch up to you. Like, I think that she is more shocked that they figured it out and she thought they were stupid, but yeah, hilarious.
I agree. It was so funny. I'm so sorry, Austin. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I forgot to let you go. What were your thoughts on that?
No, you're good. I'm just saying I agree with Kristin. I think Frank is hilarious. I think he's the heart of the show, and I really enjoyed that moment from this episode.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the Catherine part. Yeah, it's like, I think this episode pretty much shows that you can play pretty hard in this game and you're going to get caught in the lines of fire. And I think Catherine's finding around this time in the episode that, shit, I've kind of, overplayed a few hands. I had, certain groups and they were all buying it until, a pastor kind of fucked me over. But, at the end of the day, you probably shouldn't be shooting too many guns at, firing lines at other people is what I was trying to get to. But I mean, yeah, Catherine, you're in for a lot of shocked confessionals, because this isn't the only part where you get shocked.
Right. No, it isn't. But also, thank you for shouting out our favorite Pastor Dumbass and Pastor Bitch, because we miss him. But yeah, I mean, also, I do have to point out too in this challenge, Jordan and her badassery, she literally falls and busted her knee. Like, that had to
God.
Like, I can't imagine the throbbing of that knee, and she gets up and she just snatches that mongoose. Like, what?
She does get it on the same wave. You're right. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I mean,
full badass.
I would love to know what her knee looked like the next morning because that looked very painful.
So I'll run through a few real quick notes. Jack, Derek, Brett, we're pitching. We're pitched by Alyssa to like go home when her and John were talking, and then Frank basically explains he didn't want to jump in the water mostly because let John kind of play the game here. Ego. He basically called his ego like out and said John will probably run his own name into the grave here. So let him kind of do it because I'm working with him. Let me just be his number. So I definitely thought that was a smart move. And then Jordan, Alyssa, and Frank kind of do a little pack thing. They do their little, you have my back, I'll get your back. So
they didn't kiss it though. You have to kiss it to lock it in. Like anybody, you have to kiss it, and they did not. So Jordan, sorry, fair game.
yeah, I can blindside you. We get our little random box part of the episode, and it's a more heartfelt part of this season where the family video comes out, and they didn't show everyone's full story, but we got a few really good close to home stories where we get to learn a little bit about our contestants.
Teacher, please let me, because this is what I thrive on. I love, like, especially in Survivor, when we see these family loved one visits, all these things. This is such a beautiful moment to get even more. We're already loving these characters so much, like these people that we're seeing on our screens. We fall in love with Frank. We're loving Alyssa. You know what I mean? So we're loving all these moments, and now we're getting more in depth. Frank killing me, like that story of you becoming a hairdresser, like. Oh, and I knew it was coming. I could just tell, like, the preview of him crying. I'm like, Frank's gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. We're in sync. It's gonna happen. But even Derek, like him talking about he was missing his kid's first birthday. That is such a huge milestone birthday. And like, as a mom, my heart, like, I was like, oh, Derek, I'll hug you. It's okay. But then we get to John. What is happening? This family like video is so cringe. I'm like, did they pay people to pretend to be his parents? Because
that's a good one.
That's how it felt like. But he did say, I'm surprised my parents did that. But also, if your parents were that uncomfortable, you could have shown other people. Like, I feel like we would have gotten some more from other people. But I'm thinking they paid some people to pretend to be his parents.
I also think they got scripted and were like, I seen their eyes were all looking down.
Thank you for playing the game. You are great.
Maybe John wrote it out for them.
Even like mom, she's like, we are so proud that you have made it this far. I'm like, it's all monotone. There's no feeling behind it. I just was like, anyway, I'll shut up about the videos. But Lindsay, Austin, you go. I could not.
Austin, you take it away because I'm still laughing at Kristen's comments. I have a lot of similar thoughts.
So let's get to the beef of this episode, because this is where John kind of, I don't know, lets loose, gets political. I don't know. I don't even know what he's thinking with this part, but he basically just, at the family dinner, whatever they're doing, breakfast, he's like, hey, so I'm kind of going to toss this out there and we're going to do this. Every one of you are going to have 3 minutes with me, and you're basically going to tell me your entire plan of who you want gone. And everyone's kind of just like looking at each other. Jack's pretty much the most vocal one, I think. He's basically like, I don't buy this for a freaking second, and this is just garbage. I mean, what is John trying to do here? What are your guys' thoughts? I mean, like I said earlier, I understand the premise of the strategy, but I mean, you're just making this uncomfortable for everyone.
Do you? I want to hear what Lindsay has to say first. But like, do you really understand this?
I get that's hard for John coming in, being new, trying to like meet new people, sort of thing. But we're already a couple weeks in at this point. He knows these people. He's giving me like Mike White, Survivor vibes. Like, I don't care about this. I'll just like do what I want, flaunt my wine glass, sort of thing. Like, just laugh about it. It did not give me anything serious. It came off very cocky. It came off a little bit, why would I tell you anything? Because you're just doing this on a power trip, and it's kind of immediate like turn off.
Yeah, I mean, he called himself earlier in the episode, he was a power player, and I'm like, okay. But this, like, the whole, like, 3 minutes, are you insane? 3 minutes, like, this is just, like, it's so aggravating and annoying. Like, and again, John, I always joke and I say these mean things about these people. I don't mean these. I don't know these people. So don't be mean to people that you don't know because you see them in an edit on a show. Everybody out there watching.
John.
Sorry, John, but like, oh my gosh, I would punch you in the face. Like, shut up. Like, oh my gosh, nothing irks me more than somebody being like, you have 2 minutes and 57 seconds, 46. Like, I mean, shut up. If you want to talk, we're going to talk. Like, this is again going back to, this is where he should have been connecting and making those bonds instead of being like, now you have 1 minute and 22 seconds left. Like, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, Kristin's totally right. If you cared about my opinion, you would not limit me to 3 minutes. You don't actually care about my opinion. But anyway, back to you guys.
No, and that's where I'm coming at with this also. I mean, it just seems very forceful. If you wanted to make it a little more productive, maybe don't specifically say like we're all doing individual 3 minute, increments. Maybe just go to them and, start just asking them how they think that change should go, not make it just some big scene. And I mean, everyone pretty much comments. Catherine thinks this is the stupidest thing ever. Derek thinks this is garbage. Brett's like, this is stupid. Jack and McLean have a whole segment on it. So, I mean,
they literally had a whole walk about it. They were like, let's go chat.
they literally had to go walk because they were so baffled by this gameplay. And I guess John really hates Jack too. I mean, we didn't hear it at least 5 million times this episode.
So I mean, why do you hate on my boy Jack? Don't hate on my boy Jack. All right, like Jack is so lovable. How dare you?
We also get a few names kind of taken out there. Catherine is pretty much wanted gone by most of the house. Jordan's the only one that really is like, I want her safe, which pretty much the reason why John's like, okay, this is the two in the bottom. Obviously, the one person that wants her safe should probably be in the pit with her, which John just goes out and tells them both, hey, I just want to let you both know you're going to the pit. And, which he's basically, not thinking about anyone else's decisions. He's like, you guys are in the pit. Sorry. No one else is going to save you. Good luck.
I love also how he presents it too. There's no sympathy about it. He's like, everybody hates you and you're in the pit. Like, that's what's happening. It's like, what? And I feel like this is very intentional. This was very intentional because again, he is not connecting with people. This is for him to create all the drama in the house. You know what I mean? So I don't do
Why
that.
not? I mean, if you're not really a factor and people think you're already a gamer, prove it a little bit. Fuck it. Why not make it a little messy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for that, and I agree. Like, there is time to me. I mean, we've seen some of this messiness happen even earlier on in the season, but I mean, now we're getting to you can be messy, but not in the way where you're alienating everyone when you're trying to like get yourself in somewhere because you're lying about Frank, you're lying about what they're saying. You know what I mean? And so then, of course, they're going to be like, absolutely not. That is zero what we said, and now they're mad at you. So that what's this? How is this helping?
I'm going to agree with Kristin on that one, especially like you're talking to Catherine. She's not being quiet about it. I did not expect we're about to talk about with Jordan, but Catherine's going to say something. Is going to do something himself. Like, why are you telling these two people unless you're purposely trying to say that to make them upset?
Yeah, and we pretty much get to the point where John also is telling, like, his two closest people, Alyssa and Frank, because he knows they're working with Jordan, so he asks them for their blessing. And we don't actually see Frank's, so I actually don't know if I even believe that he asked Frank, but he definitely asked Alyssa, and she's like, okay, because he kind of manipulates the combo a little bit with Catherine's on the bottom, doesn't even say Jordan until, like, the end of the whole cutscene. So, of course, Jordan finds out, and she makes a name for herself yet again and runs the hell out, yelling, who the hell is lying to my face? And I'm dying. She's crying and running. I'm just like, hell yeah, get this fucking house stirred up. Come on now.
I love Jordan so much in this though because she is so mean when I'm pissed off. I'm yelling, I'm crying, I'm laughing. I'm like all the emotions are coming out, and Jordan's having all of them. And I like if you ever relate to somebody in a moment where you're in pure rage and rampage, like that was it. So thank you, Jordan.
I think Jordan is underrated in this show. I think she might be the funniest one that the TV network has, and we just see it in small moments, and we need it more because she's so relatable. She's hilarious. Like, she's the best.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone noticed, but Derek's kind of been fading into the background this episode, kind of keeping it quiet. Same with Amanda. I don't know what that's all about, but maybe he just didn't fit the scene for the episode. I don't know.
Also, Amanda is now turning into Jordan because I forgot she was there until today. So. Whoops. Sorry, Amanda.
Oh, she's floating. She's Purple Kelly, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, not Kelly. Okay, I have thoughts for the other episode on what you guys are saying. I'll save it for then.
But also, I mean, the perfect like wrap up of this whole encounter with John is again we're bringing up Jordan here, like the player of the game here of this episode. Is she quote unquote John is a clown? 100%. 100% Jordan. I agree with you on this. That's like the easiest way to condense everything that happened with Jordan's one line.
I'm dead. She does say, and McLean gets all defensive too right before they head into the actual ceremony. She's like, listen, I don't know why you're just pointing the fingers at me. This was a group decision that John, spoke on our behalf about. And Jordan's like, whatever, I'm leaving. And then she fucking storms off, and Kevin's like, I'm gonna go after her, and they have their little meeting in the bathroom or whatever. You're my number one best friend, and they're crying, hugging. I'm like, bleh, what the fuck's going on?
I was also like, Catherine told us about this number. I can't remember what number this is in her book about the crying with them.
Where is this book? I haven't seen it in like 3 episodes.
That's the problem. It's now on the do not read list.
Of bad strategies or something.
Something. It's something, that's for sure.
I still want to read it though. Catherine, mail it to us.
Yeah, we need to get like a podcast of her 100 steps or whatever, and which ones she crossed out and which ones she's kept. So, do we want to talk about anything else before we get into the actual ceremony?
The only thing I have to say about the ceremony is, again, I'm pulling Jordan. She is obviously my player of this episode. Sorry, Frank, you'll come back next week. But as they're like literally going up there, they're bringing John up for the ceremony. She's like, anybody want to grab a beach chair? Anybody else need a chair? I'm going to be here a while. This is me, Jordan. These sarcastic comments I'm living for, so thank you. But I know we're going to get into it, and I think that needed to be brought up because that was hilarious. I was laughing.
I do want to give the duo of the week to Catherine and Jordan just because of the crying scene. I think it really touched me the most, so congrats. I need to give it to you guys for this episode.
That you just like gagged on? Oh my god.
Oh man, so we get it. We get to the dramatic pit moment where everyone's looking up at Jim and Jim's yelling at them all, and our boy John, who I think half this house is just hating at this point, walks up there and starts the chain. So, he goes, picks Alyssa first. Alyssa picks Frank. And then I guess I was a little shocked, not really, I guess, but Amanda gets picked by Frank. And then she picks Derek. And then Derek picks Brett. And I mean, at this point, I'm pretty confident that chain of how it's supposed to go in his eyes, John's, it's going in the right direction. But just wait a minute. This is the snake. Don't you forget. And we love to toss in some crazy ass twists, right? So, Jim.
Do we?
Well, we don't. They do.
So our boy Jim goes, hold up, Brett. Don't speak your words yet, because I got a little twist in this box with a few snake head or cobra heads over in the corner. There is part of the twist. So I'm forgetting what he called the twist. It was like cobra sticks or something.
Does it matter? This was literally draw straws. This is what this was. I cannot. This is worse than the freaking dinner bullshit that we had. Draw straws, especially when my boy Jack was here. Absolutely not. Absolutely
you hate
not.
it that much?
I do. I'm calling it.
I'm
out.
with Kristin. My husband and I were sitting there watching this. We're like, there's no way we're fucking drawing straws. I'm like, oh, we are.
Damn.
This
Come
is
on.
listen,
It's a little bit of luck based. Come on now.
It's already luck based by like the chain, like or the challenge.
Which one's longer? You know, like come on.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No.
Trash. Hate
I'm
it.
with Kristin. Just nope. Just nope.
Take it back. We don't want it.
And also, I had to pause the count. There were 6 things to choose from. Only 4 people got to like draw one. Why are there that many? We're just trying to create more drama. It's not consistent, and we saw it earlier when they paused for like an episode and whatnot. We saw Amanda was already there, so you guys put it on show, babes.
We did.
Oh, all right. Well,
I've done that though.
Sorry.
I do that a lot.
I'm sorry to Fox. I guess we're not appreciative of your twists here, so I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. Not all of them. Just bringing people in, dinner snake medallions, and drawing straws. I don't think that's too much. I mean, that's just a few things. Just a few.
Just a few. Just nothing crazy. Just things that actually impact the game 100%.
I'm not critical. I swear.
Yeah. I'm not a critical person. I promise. I'm not judgmental at all.
So we pick our straws here, the Cobra straws, as I'll call them, and Jordan. I'm pretty sure Jordan goes first. She picks a good. Who goes first?
Mac went first.
Mac goes first. Oh yeah, because Yep. And then Jordan picks it and beats her with a longer stick. Yup, she shoved that thing in the air. She's like, it's my stick.
That's the epitome of whipping it out.
All right, Jordan, you're whipping things out. I feel that.
Yeah, girl.
You got to whip out the stick every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're going there now.
We're bringing it back on track. I'm sorry.
And then Jack whips his stick out, and it's just shorter than Jordan's.
Stop! Okay, I take it back.
We gotta have a new terminology. This
a poor mission. I didn't mean just get us on this.
And then finally, we got Catherine, who wants the longest stick, and she doesn't obtain the longest stick. So, Jordan, congratulations with your long stick. You get to be safe.
There's so many things I could make right now, and I'm not going to. I'm going to stop.
You can make all the jokes in the world. This is Reality Aftershow.
Or, just text it to me afterwards.
Well, like, literally, you said Catherine wants the longest stick, and it's like, that's what she said moment right there. Like, I can't.
Yes. Whoever said that was what you said meme. We needed that.
How are we here right now? I'm literally crying.
So
good.
So Jordan doesn't get to pick a person. And we go back to Brett. And we find out that Jack actually tells Brett, pick Mac. We want her safe, and then she'll pick me. But we're in a predicament where this is the final 3 now. This isn't the final 4 like it was going to be in the pit. So our boy actually ends up picking Jack, so that Derek makes a good point. Pick Jack just in case he wants to make an example and make a big move here. So Jack gets safe, which great play. Reverse it. I like it, Brett. Probably your best play of the game. And the pit ends up being McLean and Catherine. I mean, John has a decent pick with both. I mean, you can get McLean out and really piss off the number 1 person you dislike in the house. Or you just take out Catherine like the plan was that, most of the house wants. I mean, obviously Catherine ends up not getting chosen here and McLean gets safe. Do we agree, disagree with this? What do we dislike about this?
I mean, I think 100% this was the right decision. But, I mean, Catherine was kind of everybody saw her. Like, this is back where I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Everybody knows where Catherine is. She's lying to everybody. So nobody really trusts her. So you can keep her in the game, and this is where you do a whole upset shock of getting rid of Jack's number, like a number here, especially a really ride or die number for him. So, I mean, I agree. I definitely think Catherine was the right one to take out, but I also could have been like, we can get her later.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to mostly agree with Kristin here. I think Catherine was the right choice. And girl, try to pick your outfit off of this one, by the way. I'm just worried that John is going to be the next house person to take out. And Catherine was the obvious target. And he made himself that by taking her out. I do think he made the right decision, but I think he set himself to be the next Catherine going forward.
So that's kind of where I'm leaning with this. I obviously the house agreed to get rid of Catherine, and I get it. Like, get rid of her, you make everyone happy, but some people aren't happy with you in period. So do you really care to make the whole house happy just for your game to kind of be lower anyway? Or do you just get rid of Macklin and now Catherine? I mean, yeah, she's been lying to everyone, but she's in a desperation point. If you save her, she's got to have somebody to fucking trust, right? So maybe take it on a limb here and keep Catherine, get rid of Mac, and now you have another body that's picking you over most.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, it's one of those that we talked about this several weeks ago where it's like, maybe that's not the best person to take out because you need somebody to be in front of you always. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with John. I mean, I'm not going to be sad if John goes out next. Whoopsie. But with that, yeah, it's you again. This is where I think Frank is so key, is that he's always constantly thinking ahead versus in that moment. And I think a lot of players struggle with that. Like we've seen in the moment when Catherine came out with our favorite passer, like going like, oh, we're going right in and we're going to go attack, like think the things out, guys, like think the things out. So this is why I really am team Frank and Alyssa for just sitting back, like living their best life as everybody else is a shit show. And it's great.
Yeah, Kristin, I think you just nailed it. Frank is thinking ahead and talking about what he wants the game to be going a bit later. And John decided to put himself in a situation, doomed if you do, doomed if you don't sort of situation. I don't think Frank would put himself in that place.
He didn't. That's why he let his ass jump in the pool.
Yes.
So we kind of get previews. It looks like you're doing some challenge where you're getting coins and putting it in either yours or other people's boxes. I mean, I like that. And it sounds like it's a secret snake too. So, I mean, I also love that part. So I think we're in for it.
We love some of your twists. We do love some of your twists.
The best twist, secret snake. Let's go.
Episode 8 is going to be a good one. So let's kind of talk about who we think's kind of running the show here, who's winning. Lindsey, I want to have you start off with, just give us some name or someone that you really think is doing really well, winning, loser edit. What are you thinking?
Okay, I have a top 3 with the third one being kind of the lower, but I have 2 that I'm real interested in. Is that good?
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right, I wrote this down earlier in the episode. It's right here in my notes. It says Amanda is going to win, otherwise Derek is.
Oh.
Okay, that's a hot take. That's a hot take.
And then I have Frank as my third.
See, I agree with 2 of those, though. I don't think Derek wins. I could see Amanda winning, and I definitely think Frank is in a really good spot to win.
Can I tell you why I think Amanda has this?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I don't think she's a really good edit so far, but what we've seen from her, she's very cunning, she's very smart, she knows what she's doing. We go to the very first challenge, and they specifically ask her, and she's like, oh, I'm not going to play because I don't want to reveal my strategy. And that's what I wrote down. Amanda's going to win this shit. And she continued that all the episode, given the little bit we've seen about her. And Derek has my heart, and Frankie also has my heart, so cheer for them as well. So that's where I'm at this point. You guys go now.
So I have a Foate Goats chat with a lot of close friends of mine, and there was a guy named one of our boys, Jordan. He actually said the same exact thing as you did, Lindsey, about 3 episodes ago. He said he thinks Amanda's the winner. And after he said that, because I didn't think that, direction for a minute, and I started to see she's playing the float middle game really well. I think, as long as you can get to the final 5 in a game like this, and you're always the person that someone's underestimating, I think you have a really good, spot to always move up in their rankings. When, let's say in a final 5 in that scenario, someone's the threat to win and it's you and that threat to win in the pit, they're picking you over the threat to win most of the time, right? So I think she's in that good gray spot where just keep using me. I'll do whatever you kind of want. Almost like a Sandra type play where anyone but me, use me. Let's, I'm not giving you names, but I'll do whatever you want. I don't know. Kristin, any thoughts on Amanda?
I mean, as we've seen from recent new era, editing has basically thrown us all for a loop where we get a winner and we're like, I'm sorry, what? What just happened? That would be Amanda. And I mean, I'm not going to say that that's not a possibility. It definitely is a possibility. She's a great gamer. I do think that she is in a great spot, like we talked about earlier tonight. I do think, again, that where the problem is for Amanda is if she is in that spot, people are going to let her go because she's not tied anywhere, So I think it's going to be in the part where she ends up in the bottom, where what you're saying, Austin, is there a bigger threat next to her that people are like, we have to take them out now because they can win? Or is it going to be at a time where they're like, I still need this person around and I don't really need Amanda. You know what I mean? So it's really going to be on when she finds herself in the bottom. Of course, I got my boy Frank right there at the top. But I also think that Alyssa people are underestimating Alyssa. She's she's an OnlyFans. She doesn't know what she's doing. Alyssa exactly knows what she's doing. She's very smart. And so I can definitely see an Alyssa taking this as well. I mean, of course, I love my boy Frank, but those are my kind of two contenders here. Listen, if we're gonna go by like complete shock value, it's gonna be McLean. It's gonna be McLean. Out of nowhere, we're gonna have a Mac winner. But I think again, the beauty of the snake though is the power changes every week, and anything can happen. Now we're drawing straws, like random shit can happen. So I don't think that this is just a strategy-based game, which is it's fine, but like a lot of like this whole Amanda, I'm very strategic thing isn't going to help her all the time. So.
And it's getting hard for me to kind of decipher what group's going to get the farthest here because I think we're almost in a point in this game where it's kind of split in the middle with, the boys on one side, and then you have, it's like kind of Jordan, Amanda's kind of floating in there, and then like Frank, John. Like, are they going to kind of stay loyal to each other to the end, or are they going to, kind of backstab each other? Because if the trend goes how it's kind of going, I have a feeling that our boys in general, like Jack, Derek, Brett, and then Mac included, are kind of, going to be looking on the outside, looking in.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it all depends on who comes into power, and that's the key, especially in this game. So, like, it's great to have these groups, but are those groups going to bring the win so that you guys are safe? So. And
that's kind of why I don't think John is going to go, like, next episode, for example, unless one of those four win it. Because in that scenario, then John goes. But say a Jordan or a Amanda. Well, Jordan will
not
want
Amanda. My watch.
Well, Jordan will want John go, but who knows? Maybe someone picks up John before like a Frank or you know what I mean? I don't know, but
they probably would.
Yeah.
I see like a Brett going before I see John. He's a very obvious target to keep him around.
Yeah, I think Derek's actually a little more of an obvious target right now than Brett. Brett used to be the one out looking in, but I think Brett's kind of filtered not as much as where Amanda is, but he's kind of like behind her, if that makes sense.
See, the thing with that group too, though, is Jack is the forefront, right? So like we've talked about this before, put that person in front of you. That's where Derek and Brett should somewhat be a little bit worried, and even Mac, because if I'm looking at that side, if I'm this side of the house looking at that, I'm going to keep Jack in because everybody always wants Jack out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm trying to think on else I have a strong opinion on. I mean, I think we kind of said everyone that I think. I mean, I'll reiterate. I definitely think like Frank and Alyssa are like finalist contenders. I think Amanda has winner equity. Pretty much everyone else, I just don't have that read with, and I don't know where they're gonna go just because of the groups right now. But if I'm gonna have to say like another player kind of up there, it would probably be like a Jordan, just because she's linked with that entire crew kind of. So I would actually really root for a Derek though, because then that whole entire crew would make it farther. And I would like to see that because they've kind of been the underdogs now for the past few episodes.
Oh, we know I love my boy Jack, so I'm down for that too.
We love the underdogs.
But I mean, this is kind of what you see in Big Brother too. You know, now that Big Brother's airing, is it takes 1 week for the power shift, and that's how the snake is like this every year. So it's, you know, it's really interesting. It seemed like the boys and all of them were running that at the very beginning. Nobody could touch them, and then the wrong person gets in power, and it's kind of been a downhill spiral for them at this point. So I'm interested to see how the rest of this ends, and more so for the cast than necessarily some of the twists and things that we're seeing on the show.
Well, I think we all can agree, disagree with all those type of points. Any more thoughts before we end this show? All right. Well, I think we'll shut the books for episode 7 here. And episode 8 will be back on Tuesday. So we're no more breaks, it sounds like. I think we're getting there.
Yay.
And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Where can we find everyone? I am Austin. You can find me on Foate the Goat. I'm on every platform. Football's starting up soon, so if you're a sports guy, you should definitely be following me because I'm going to be posting content this year. Kristin, where can we find you?
Well, me personally, I am at Mom of Two Warriors on Instagram, but you can always get me at, you know, the most obvious thing behind me, Vanquish Online Reality Games. Lindsay, where are we finding you?
You can find me at Lindsey and Harper on Instagram. That's about it. But I'm a huge sports fan, a huge fan of Vanquish. So thank you, Kristin, for bringing me in those worlds. So I'll be supporting both of you guys through the next season, next couple of weeks. So check them out instead.
And I think that's a wrap. We will be next time on episode 8. I think we're doing these on Wednesdays now. So we'll be right back here in about a week. See ya, everybody. Have a good rest of your week.